Hi, the Islamic Dad here. If you enjoy this channel, please subscribe. It does help me out a lot. I'm doing a two-part video today. The first part deals with the issue of deciding or determining who's telling the truth when the victim and the abuser both come to you, except, of course, the abuser's gone Darvo and they're saying that they're the victim. And you're not in a place to know exactly what happened. And so, one of the ways that I had recently heard that was handled was two people had said, after me and my narcissist had contacted them to let them know, our version, so to speak, of what happened, they just said, okay, we're going to hold off making any type of judgment or anything like that and see how things play out. Basically saying, one, to see how the truth, inevitably, comes out into the open, but also that because of the nature of what happened with the end of my relationship, to see how things proceed through the courts. And at that time, things went forward through the courts very slowly. I mean, I did videos on that aspect. But after about 5 or 6 months, the court, had a ruling based upon like the hearings, and my abuser pled guilty to all of the charges. At that point, the two people that had kind of been, playing neutral, sitting on the fence, waiting to see what happened, they saw, what the courts, what happened with the courts, where the abuser literally just came out and said, yeah, I did it. I'm pleading guilty. At that point, they're like, okay, we now know exactly what happened, and we don't have to make a decision on hearsay or not having all the facts or, not having been there, et cetera, et cetera. And so while I still prefer for people to make judgments based upon their gut instinct, because I do think that people have a good gut instinct for the most part, that, being on the fence to me is kind of offensive. That's kind of a funny statement. But in the end, they did take a side. They said, okay, this is what obviously happened, because both sides came out and agreed and said, okay, this is what happened. So it was funny at that point, and this is kind of where it goes into the second part of the video I wanted to make, was that the, my narcissistic abuser at that point kind of went to people, and I got kind of an indication of how they were handling things within the social circle. And so I don't know if you guys remember, like, Trump, like 7 years ago, I think, or maybe even 8 years ago, when he was doing his weird thing with the, oath of loyalty, and, if you're going to work for me, I need you to take this oath, just kind of really unprofessional and kind of psycho. But it's a good example of how, toxic people and narcissists can basically try to corner people and say, I don't even care about the truth. I don't care about you, doing your job professionally or doing, things to the best of your ability and blah, blah. They're just like, no, I want a one-on-one oath of loyalty, basically like a mafia don. And, my point is that I think that is how the narcissists very often handle their friends circle, and social circle when they have a situation like this. And it's kind of how they vet people to become flying monkeys. Because, that's something that I've kind of been curious about. It's like, okay, how does a narcissist just say, okay, you're going to be a friend, you're going to be an enabler, you're going to be a cheerleader, but you're going to be a flying monkey. And I think that that's part of it is we have a situation like this where, things proceed and the narcissist is like, okay, are you for me or against me? And really tries to pressure people to make a decision full, 100%, and then, make that decision 100% on their side. Because again, one of the things that I found out with like how the narcissist was proceeding after, the incident was that she would go to people, put on this like high pressure, against them, just saying, okay, you need to choose, a side, and you need to, be, I want you on my side and stuff like that. And if people were like, I'm kind of gonna wait and see how things play out, and like I can't really make a decision one way or the other right now, and like this is a really nasty situation, stuff like that. Boom, she would just cut them off. She had no tolerance for people that were not 100% on her side. And as soon as the judgment came out, where she had pled guilty to all the charges, she proactively, I guess, so to speak, went and just dropped a lot of friendships and blocked a lot of people on social media that had been up until that time kind of on the fence. Because again, she didn't want anyone within her social circle that she was, controlling, quote unquote, to have anything but the best picture of her. And the crazier part of this crazy vetting process, I guess, is that there in fact were people who, after things went through the courts, after she pled guilty, after she got the judgment handed down from the courts, that there were people that were like, I will take the oath of loyalty, who were like, we don't care what happened. We don't care what the truth is. No matter what, we are in your corner. Like, we support you no matter if you're doing good or bad, or if you're being helpful or malicious. It doesn't matter. We are loyal to you, which is freaky. It's like all these little narcissistic mafia dons. But again, that is, kind of a insight into what it means to be a flying monkey for a narcissist. And I think also how the narcissist kind of goes through life vetting people to be in that really tight inner circle of flying monkeys. And it's wild. I mean, at least to me, it is so crazy. I was watching a video by Mental Healness about a week or two ago, which they were very proud of. And honestly, I think this is brilliant. So we've got various tests, if you will, for determining if a person is a narcissist. One of the tests that he said that you can do for determining whether or not someone is a flying monkey versus, someone can be an enabler or, a friend or something like that. But there's a line in the sand where it crosses over where you're like, no, this person is a flying monkey. And he said the trick, or test, is you go to the person that you're trying to determine, where they lie, and have a friendly conversation about the weather or something, and then steer it towards talking about the narcissist, and then nothing bad at that point, but then make a critical statement about the narcissist that is true and accurate, and say something like, they, as popular as they think they are, they really don't have that many close friends. Or, I know that they say that this, happened, such and such way a month ago, but I know for a fact that it didn't happen that way because I was there, or something, something like that, where it's just like very cut and dry, where you make a true statement against the narcissist and you are not debating the facts. You're just like, no, this is the truth and it's not looking good for the narcissist, and see what the reaction is of this person. Now, if it's a friend, maybe even an enabler, they might, shrug their shoulders and say, yeah, I know what you mean. That was a bad situation. Or, maybe they were having an off day or something like that. The flying monkeys will defend the narcissist 100%. I mean, again, they have that whole like oath of loyalty, mentality, where they will not even let other people make negative statements about the narcissist when the narcissist isn't even there. So if you say, "Oh, yeah, I was there like a month ago when that situation went down," and the narcissist is lying about that, like that's not what happened. The flying monkeys will immediately, sit up and be like, no, you can't say that. That's what they said happened. That's what they said happened. It's not our place to disagree with, so and so, and might, maybe even get kind of confrontational with you. And again, like normal people are not going to do that, where it's almost like that black and white thinking has kind of seeped into the mind of the flying monkeys. And yeah, to me, I think that's a great test to determine if someone's just an enabler versus a flying monkey, is to make these like, hard hitting statements and just say, no, at this point, the narcissist, or, this person lied. Or at this point, what the narcissist said happened did not happen. I was there, or, so and so was there, or something like that. And just see what their reaction is. And again, it's just, coming full circle, it's interesting that, to think about these people, the narcissists in our world, going through their lives, vetting people as they come in contact with them, saying, okay, you can be in my friend circle, you cannot, I'm removing you, I'm pushing you out, and, probably maybe even blocking you on social media. And then finding like the flying monkeys who are like, no, I don't care if you do something malicious or evil or contradictory, or, that's, make false statements. I'm in your corner. And at that point, the narcissist is like, okay, you're the best. You're the flying monkey. I'm going to keep you really close. And again, like, I think that I've done a video on this, but I'll make this a 3-parter video. So one of the aspects of narcissism that I never hear mentioned is how the narcissist, everyone knows about the narcissist going through life in this like delusional world. They've created this delusional world for themselves, and everyone's like, oh, that's cuckoo crazy. But the thing is, we all, our idea when we hear that is like, oh, the delusional world's just up here in the mind of the narcissist. That's not actually true, because what happens is, as the narcissist moves through the world and finds the enablers and the flying monkeys, they're able to actually create this delusional world around them in reality. I mean, if the narcissist says, oh, the sky is red, and they have like 3 or 4 people, 3 or 4 flying monkeys that'll nod and say, you're exactly right. The sky is red. At that point, the world that the narcissist has created has kind of expanded outside of their cuckoo crazy mind. into this bubble where they have like some aspect of reality around them. And conversely, if there's people that know who the narcissist is, know the type of person they are, know that they lie and deceive and that they're delusional, at that point, the narcissist will push them out of their lives as much as possible. So not only does the narcissist surround themselves with people that reinforce their delusional world, but anyone who is contradicting the delusional world that they've created, the narcissist is actively pushing them out of their life so that they have zero contact with them. So, and again, it's kind of wild to think that they just go their whole life kind of operating this way. I mean, personally, to me, it sounds exhausting. But hopefully this video, a bit rambling, but hopefully it's been helpful. Thanks.